Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome to 2025. Here we are already in a brand new year. We may or may not feel like we have finished everything off that we wanted to from the last year, but don't worry, there's still time. So stick with whatever goals you set, bring them to completion so that you can set your right foot forward moving into the new year. So what we're going to do here, and if you haven't already chose a card, make sure you pause and just feel which card you feel drawn to today for the first quarter of 2025. So 1, 2, 3, or 4, which card is your intuition telling you is going to be beneficial information for you coming up over the first quarter. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at each card individually. We're going to break it down. We're going to see what is the most dominant energy for you over the next few months. And then we're going to put it all together. We are going to look at this from a collective perspective or from a perspective of overviewing what it looks like for you with the highlighted card that you chose. So stick around to the end of this video because all of this is relative to what's happening in your life. What is the energy that you can work with or the energy that's coming in for you? So, first quarter, 2025, what are we looking for? What are we dealing with? What's happening? So, if you chose card number 1, you chose Beloved. This is radical acceptance. Look at the colors in this card, just beautiful. So, if we look at this card, and if you chose this card is asking you, what is it that needs your attention in your life right now? Whether it be a relationship, whether it be a job, a career, some studies, your children, maybe your you time. What is it that you're working on that is demanding your attention? There's something that you need to make sure that instead of fitting it in when you can, you're making it a priority in your everyday life. For some of you, this might be just as simple as taking time out, right? Some of us are really busy and just go, 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 go. This card is saying, whatever it is that's on your goal list for the first quarter, make sure that you're making it a priority. Maybe some of you have made New Year's resolutions, and this is, just saying, stick to it, keep going, make sure that you're making time for those things that you said you wanted to do. Whatever this is, this makes, this also is indicating that you want to make sure there's balance so that you're not, kind of sounds contradictory, but it's not. So when you are working on this project, this is saying, great, you want to focus on this project, make sure you're making time for this, make sure you're making time to do what it is that your heart wants to do. But also, don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Don't try to arm wrestle everybody else into doing what it is that you are doing for you. This is about you, if that makes sense. There is potential coming in, but again, you want to maintain that balance. You want to make sure that, you keep your eyes and mind on task, stay grounded, stay focused. And as long as you can do that, without being bossy or trying to, pull everybody else in on your project, this will be successful. So just remember the core goal of what it is that you are working on and stay focused, stay grounded. So that's a really cool card if you chose it for your first quarter of 2025. If you chose card number 2, look at this. This card is about you moving forward with gratitude, with grace, with generosity. You are at a point where it's time for you to be a cheerleader. Put out that positivity that you want to receive back. Really focus on that over the first quarter of this year. putting out what I want to receive. Don't get caught up in that spiral of negativity or, sometimes when we watch the news, current events, it's really difficult because there are some difficult things that are happening in the world right now. But this card is asking you to be an advocate for positivity and encouragement over the first quarter of 2025. There is some transformation that comes out of this as well, maybe for others, maybe just for you, but there's this transformation piece that is very important to this growth as well. So this is going to help you move through things. You let go of things that you've been carrying that you no longer need. This might help others to move through some stickiness that they've been dealing with or having trouble moving out of. Like once and for all, it feels like your encouragement is going to spread and help everybody around you as well. So if you chose card number 3 in the hand, the universe is your partner. So this talks about connecting to your own intuition, your divine purpose, and not worrying about what that looks like. So here's the thing, when we think, why am I here? What's my purpose? That's a huge question that a lot of us maybe can't answer. But this card is saying, just go with the flow. Do what feels right at that moment. Stop being stubborn. Stop fighting whatever it is that isn't coming together as you think it should. If you're facing situations that might not be coming together the way that you wanted, not the way you visualized, this is time for you to step back and take a look and say, where can I change this to be in a place of acceptance instead of in a place of resistance? So this card is really encouraging you. Stop being stubborn. Stop pushing against the grain. Go with the flow and move one step at a time. You don't need to know what is the biggest reason I'm here? What's my purpose? Life isn't about that. Life is about going through the journey. So one step at a time, where is it that you can focus? Because you feel like you need that. You feel like you need guidance. It's almost like you feel like you need more at this point. But this card is saying, trust in the universe. Trust in your higher self. Even if you don't feel like an intuitive person. If you do, great. If you don't, then that's okay too. But do the thing that gives you the less resistance. And the universe is trying to show you exactly where you are headed. And things are going to clear up. You're going to get a clearer perspective of what things look like. The first step is for you to step out of that resistance and just go with the flow. Card number 4. If you chose card number 4, closing doors. This is all about completion. We sometimes get mixed feelings about closing chapters and about endings and about completing things, right? So as you can see, there is some shadow here, which represents right now where you are. You don't know what's coming. Maybe there's some fear, maybe there's some, anxiety about what's happening, but this says, focus on what the excitement is behind the door. It's really part of what your purpose is to close this chapter so you can move on to something new. So although right now your focus is and should be completing the things that you need to complete so that you can close that chapter, remember that part of this is also the newness that's coming in. So although you don't know exactly what that journey is going to look like, go through the door, tie up all the loose ends, and embrace the excitement and the curiosity about what it is that's coming up next. So we got to focus on closing the door before we can fully accept the new beginning, right? And we don't know what that looks like until we start on that journey. So let's take a look at all 4 of these cards together. We're going to take a look at, what is it as a collective energy that we are looking at over the first quarter of 2025. So as a good summary, let's see. Now, first of all, we need to make sure that each and every one of us are putting our attention where it needs to go. This, for us, it feels like it's going to set the tone for the new year. So giving whatever it is that you're working on your full attention, making sure that you're scheduling time for those things if you need to, and not just saying, this is my hopes and dreams for this year, and I'll just fit it in when I can. This is saying make a schedule. Make sure you're taking time to do the things that are going to help you accomplish your goals over the next first quarter, so the next few months. Okay, make sure that you are taking that energy of positivity. You're spreading it. You are being the cheerleader. You're telling people they can. You're adjusting the crowns of the people that are around you, right? This is encouraging you to encourage others. Because what happens when you put that positivity out in the world, it does circle back. If all we're putting out is negativity, that's what you're going to be getting. So fill your garden with all of the positivity and be that inspiration to the people around you. Trust that the universe is sending you exactly what it is that you need when you need it. Your intuition is going to lead you in that direction. Stop resisting. Stop the belief that everything has to happen the way that you thought it did. Maybe this is a time of reevaluation, of saying, what is it that's next for me? It's okay to change the actions or change the plan. If something's not working, maybe it's not supposed to. So let go of that rigidity and allow yourself to go with the flow. And over this first quarter of 2025, this card is saying it's time to close the doors on the things that we don't need to bring forward with us into this year. So focus on completion, getting things done so that you can move forward with the new beginnings, the newness, the fresh air, So these cards feel really inspirational to me. So use your motivation, use your goals that you're setting. Pause, take a time out, make a plan for the first quarter, and really just follow that through and see what it is that comes up for you. Trust in divine detours and just trust that the universe is going to guide you where you need to go, not where you think you need to go. So enjoy the next couple of weeks. If you do feel inclined to do so, please comment how this is fitting into what's going on in your life right now. And enjoy the first quarter of 2025. Take care and bye for now, guys.